Okay, so now we have example 19, and that asks us to express 6x cubed plus 29x squared minus 26x plus 31 over 2x squared plus 11x minus 6 in terms of partial fractions. So what we have here is an equation where we have a denominator with a degree that is smaller than our numerator. Now, in this case, we can actually find a factor, or at least a part of this this expression by division, because we should end up with some sort of term first. So what we're going to do to start is we are going to divide these. So we get 6x cubed plus 29x squared minus 26x plus 31. And we're going to divide that by 2x squared plus 11x minus 6. So we go through with our subtractions, or with our division. So we should have 3x here. So 3x times this is going to give us 6x squared by design. So 3x times 11x will make positive 33x squared. And then we will have minus 18x. So make sure you're doing the subtraction right. So we should have 0 here. Then we have 29 minus a positive 33 will make negative 4x squared. Then we have negative 26 minus a negative 18. So that's like adding 18 to this. This will give us negative 8x. And then we bring down our positive 31. So now we move on to our second step, which means so 2x squared times a negative 2, okay, is going to give us what we need here. So this will make negative 4x squared, again by design. Negative 2 times 11x is going to be negative 22x. And then negative 2 times negative 6 will make a positive 12. So this will make 0. Negative 8 minus a negative 22, that's like adding 22. That's going to give us a positive 14x. And 31 minus 12 should give us a positive 19. So overall, what we're going to have here is we've got 3x minus 2 with a remainder of 14x plus 19 over 2x squared plus 11x minus 6. So we don't want to forget this. This is something that's good. We have this term right here. So now we want to work on this here, because now we can actually represent this remainder in terms of partial fractions. So we're just going to ignore this part here for just a minute and focus only on the second part. So we've got our 2x squared plus 11x minus 6. And so we want to try to factor this. So the 2x squared will make a 2x and an x. And we need to figure out how do we get 11x from the crossover of these two numbers. Well, 11 is really close to 12. So if we did a positive 6 and a negative 1 here, this would create a negative x. This would create a positive 12, which would give us the answer that we need. So this is how we're going to break this part up. So this fraction here is going to make a over 2x minus 1 plus a b over x plus 6. And so based off of this, and also looking back up here to begin with, we have a times x plus 6 plus b times 2x minus 1. It's going to equal 14x plus 19. So now we do our test points to try to find what a and b are going to equal. So if we were to pick, let's say, negative 6 to start, okay, we pick negative 6. The reason why is that would make this 0. We would get a times negative 6 plus 6 plus b times 2 times negative 6 minus 1 equals 14 times negative 6 plus 19. So this zeroes out. This we should end up with a negative 13b And this we should end up with, let's see, so this is 14 minus 6 is 8, plus this is 27. So we're going to end up with b equals 27/13. Which, hold on, let me make sure that I haven't done something wrong. Oh, I know what I did wrong. I apologize. This is times -6, my fault. So 14 times -6 is going to be -84. -84, and we add 19 to that. That is going to make a, let's see, a -65. And if you did -65 divided by -13, you would get 5 as your answer. Okay, so sorry about that little mistake. But if you were to go through the problem and do it the correct way, and like I did the first time, you would get 5. If you got a fraction, that would be a way to kind of see, hey, that this maybe I did something wrong. You shouldn't end up with a fraction for that. So now we go and we use our other 0, which comes from here, which is going to be 1/2, to figure out the other part. So we're going to get a times 1/2 plus 6 plus b times 2 times 1/2 minus 1 equals 14 times 1/2 plus 19. And so you'd end up here, this is 1/2 plus 6 is going to be 13/2, so you're going to get 13/2 a plus 0 equals 7 plus 19 is going to be 26. And so a is going to equal 26 over 13/2, which is going to be 52/13, which is going to be 4. So a is going to equal 4. Again, you can find it that way. So now we have these answers, so we can go ahead and finally write out everything that we have, everything that we need. So we remember from the beginning, we had this 3x plus, or 3x minus 2. That is going to be a part of our answer. So we have 3x minus 2. We then have our a value, which is 4. A was divided by 2x minus 1. And finally, our b value, which we found to be 5, is divided by x plus 6. So this is a completely deconstructed version of our original problem in terms of partial fractions. Now, technically you may say, okay, well that's not a fraction. Well, you can think of it as over 1, but you don't have to. That's just redundant. But the rest of it we can break into fractions using the other method that we learned.